welcome to another episode of the Fast Break Mill podcast. I'm your host, Mill, and again, if this is your first time watching, thank you for taking the time out your day to hear what I have to say on anything basketball, and if you're a returning person, thank you for returning and again hearing what I have to say about anything about basketball. I feel like the pod is slowly growing and it's getting a little bit more traction, and I really appreciate everybody out there that, like I said, takes the time out their day to help support the podcast, either by sharing, following, subscribing, reading the article posts I post on the website for more content, just everything. I truly appreciate everybody. So if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go follow the official Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll have those linked in the description below. And also go visit the fastbreakmillpodcast.com with more content that I post just about the podcast and basketball in general. It's pretty dope. You should go check that out. But without further ado, we're going to get into today's video. Today's video is about to be on 3 players that I feel like won't be on their same team within the next season or two, to be honest with you. I feel like these guys have kind of openly made it known that they may not be back next year, and I just don't see going back to their team in any way, shape, or form. Some of them might surprise you, but some of them are pretty obvious. But I'll get into it after the short little intermission. Again, thanks. Alright, the first guy I want to talk about on this list is James Harden, and I know that sounds crazy because he's literally in a 3-2 situation in the NBA Finals right now, but hear me out. Let's say the Sixers ultimately fail and they don't make it to the conference final. I then see James Harden declining his player option contract he's on right now, and then going to chase the bag in Houston, which would 100% give it to him, as they just got Udoka as their head coach and they're trying to rebuild for the future. They might potentially have Victor Wembanyama too. Adding James Harden as that veteran scoring presence, being able to assist people up, I feel like James Harden and Victor Wembanyama, that combo is very deadly, and I could see it happening. And like I said, James Harden's a Houston legend, so of course they'd accept him back. Listen, I'm pretty sure if Houston accepts James Harden back, those Houston strip clubs are about to be popped, because he basically got his jersey retired there for the amount of money he spent in those Houston strip clubs. So I feel like the city of Houston and the team in general would welcome that James Harden with open arms. It's just a matter of if he wants to come or not, or if the Sixers ultimately lose in the second round conference finals, or if they win it all. So we'll see on that. On this list is a personal favorite of mine, Jaylen Brown. I feel like Jaylen Brown all season has already been telling the fans, the media, anybody who listens that he probably won't be back with the Celtics next year, and it makes sense. The Celtics if he makes an all-NBA team this year, he'll be in line to get a 5-year, $275 million extension. But also, if Tatum gets on a first team, he'll be in line for a 5-year, $300 million extension. And that's a lot of money, and I don't believe the Celtics would be willing to spend that much money on 2 guys, even though these 2 guys are really, really great. It's really sad, and I just feel like Jaylen Brown also wants to just be a leader. He wants to have that alpha dog number 1 role, and I feel like if he leaves, he'll definitely get that opportunity wherever he goes. It's interesting because a lot of people have been pointing out a place he could potentially go is Houston. If Houston gets James Harden and somehow gets the number 1 pick to get Victor Wembanyama, because that starting lineup of James Harden, Jalen Green, Jaylen Brown, Terry, and Victor, oh my gosh. That's a crazy lineup. That's a crazy lineup, and I could see it working out flawlessly. So just be on the watch out for Jaylen Brown, because like I said, he's been telling people all season. So alright, the last guy on this list might be a little bit surprising, but maybe not. And that person is Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. And I feel like this is something that's been like a snowball going down a hill. It's been steadily gaining traction because of the fact that the Dallas Mavericks just don't seem to be able to get an adequate group of people around Luka to help him succeed. And it's just crazy to think that they traded to get Kyrie just to fall from the 5th seed down to the 11th and not even make the play-in. And if y'all know Luka's been a winner since he's been playing professional basketball since the age of 14. And I just don't see him willing to be on a mediocre Mavs team for much longer. And I know he's come out and said that he doesn't feel like he's leaving, and telling people that they shouldn't worry about him leaving, but I feel like that's really just smoke, because let's say the Mavericks don't win a championship next year, or they even fail to make the play-in again, he's gone. There's no way in hell he's going to stay there to be on a mediocre Mavs team. I feel like the worst thing that could have happened to the Dallas Mavericks was letting Jalen Brunson walk. As soon as they let Jalen Brunson walk, I feel like it opened up the floodgates for Luka may leave, and I feel like the closer we get to when Luka's able to sign another extension, he ain't gonna sign that extension. He's gonna tell the Mavericks, probably secretly, you should trade me. And let me tell you, when that Luka trade goes down, it's probably going to be one of the biggest trades in NBA history. Easy. So just be on the lookout for it.